Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another video, another day, another dollar with your boy. We're going to be breaking down the futures contract per usual. This time around, we're going to be looking at our 30-minute time frame, kind of discussing what occurred yesterday and today. Real brief, as you know, yesterday I did not make a video, and for those of you that do actually come around for the videos, I'm sorry I didn't post one. Just was not feeling my best self, so just decided to take the day off. Doesn't mean I didn't trade yesterday. Because I did, and I ended up losing on the afternoon pullback low setup yesterday. Got stopped out just below the open from yesterday, 69.50. I got stopped out and took a couple points loss. I literally only took one trade yesterday. Today, I only took one trade, and so far for the week, I'm like basically break even. I have not made any money this week, as it's been a very unique week to say the least since Monday, really. We came out of balance to the downside, right? We came out of balance to the downside. We were one time framing down. Now we've gone from down to balance as we have a double inside day. Like a double inside day. Like yesterday's range was inside the previous day range, and then today's range was inside of yesterday's range. So like a double inside day, if that makes any sense. But yesterday's session was rather choppy. We had a 9Y point of control, had an afternoon pullback low. We hit all of those destinations today. The only destinations we did not hit were the upside destination of the high day at 43.04. We did not hit the low of day at 42.54.25, so we ended up with an inside day. We quite literally only go out with the day's high and the day's low. We got the initial balance low, the initial balance high late in the evening, and yeah, was not expecting. Well, I kind of called it earlier in the day. Whenever we started to grind up, I was like, watch this be a V-shaped recovery to the upside and set a new high on the day. And I was joking around, but little did I know I was going to be right. Should have bought, 100 lot down here at the bottom. Instead, where I got involved was on a push up. I got short on the push up, looking for an afternoon rally high, because initially, early on in the day, let me get rid of these destinations here. Initially, early on in the day, I was looking to get short on the push up. We initially had single prints in C period. I'm gonna highlight right quick where that was on the time frame. Keep in mind this is a 30-minute time frame. So we had single prints initially that started like that, and then as we pushed up into them, they got filled little by little, right? And then eventually completely filled. But as we began to push up and stop the one time framing down, was it A, B, C, D, and E period? We stopped the one time framing down. F period, we popped up. That's when I began to get short. I got short right around the where the single prints filled at 73, and I was looking to add up into the half back area, and then I had my stop just above 81.75 C's high. So as we were pushing up, I had a small portion of my size on right here at 73. I think I had a 2 lot. I added some at 75, and then I added my larger piece up here at 77, and my average price ended up being around 77.25 as I eventually put on a full 10 lot MES. And then, we continued to we started a one-time frame up in G period, but could not take out that C high. So guess what? We rolled over and we came back in. One thing that was unique about this move to the upside was at the time, I'm going to highlight real quick, point of control was located here, okay, where I just highlighted. This, I'm going to highlight it yellow to signify point of control. Point of control was right here. It was at the time 1, 2, 3, 4 wide, all right? And what I was looking to do was have this pull back into to get 5 wide. But what had me worried was the fact that we moved up and got 4 wide here at A's low. So I was a little bit worried. I had my stop in, but I was a little bit worried. But eventually we did roll over, and we got 5 wide, ended up getting 6 wide, and then had a pullback to basically where the afternoon pullback low was. I'd gotten out of my position around the 70 level because I was short a 10 light at 77, so I made money on that pullback. And the trade was basically just to get to the point of control. So I got out just before the point of control, which was at 70.50, and I got out like at 71.25. So 6 points on a 10 lot, or 60 points in total is what I made there. And I was very happy with the trade. I got out of it before we got to the point of control because I did not know if they would just barely miss it and then rotate back up and do what they did late in the evening here, which was just grind this market straight back up. So sellers had, they had things in their favor this morning and then gave it all up. So right now, if you want to say that the market is balanced, okay, you can. There's nothing wrong with saying that the market has gone down to balance, and we can call it a 3-day balance. And then if you want to say that if we come out of the balance or if we take out today's high or let's just say if we take out 43.17, if we take out that high there, then the daily will be one time framing up. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And then you begin to target these destinations to the upside. So only thing that's been getting me is the overnight sessions have had wide points of control. We haven't necessarily had any wide points of control in the RTH or in the real time trading hours. So just kind of being wary about where I take my positions, and especially on afternoon pullback lows and afternoon rally highs, when we're in a market that's basically balanced. Those trades tend not to work out the best. Pretty much just packing in volume. If you notice here, where the single prints were from the previous trend day down on Tuesday, right here, we just, basically packed in volume there, right? We packed in volume down here. Price, we got 1, 2, 3 lows within a couple points of each other. Value has gone from lower to overlapping to higher. So if I was a gambling man, and I would say that this market is trying to hold here at the 42.50 level and rotate higher. And we do have 2 gaps. We have a gap above around the 44.18 level, and then we do have the gap below around the 42.40 level. So we're trapped between 2 gaps. What this market is trying to do is beyond me. But from what I am seeing in the technicals and in the intraday here, and the fact that sellers keep giving everything back, is that this market might be trying to move higher. And once we do stop the one-time framing down officially, but taking out a previous day's high, shorts will probably get squeezed out of their positions, and this market will probably get a good move to the upside. So let's go ahead and mark today's high and today's low, and then we'll look at our daily time frame real quick, and our weekly time frame before the end of the week. So today's high was 4,375. What a number. 4,375. Today's low was 42.58. 42.58, low of day. And that's it. That's all you get. That's all you ended up with. So if tomorrow, here's some scenarios. If tomorrow we open up inside of today's range, expect some chop initially. All right. Let the market kind of figure out where it wants to go. But if we take out 4,300, right? If we take out today's high, if you look to come out of a double inside day, a triple inside day, however you want to look at it, to the upside, and eventually attack that 43.17, which I'm going to call a balance high right now, right? We're going to say that this is a balance high. We'll label that a balance high right now. So if we take out 43.17, the daily will officially be one time framing up. You can say that the market is down to balance right now, especially since value has now began to overlap to higher. If we open up, push down lower, and take out the day's low, then you look to come out of the downside, inside days to the downside, and attack these 3-day low of days, these daily lows here, all within a couple of points of each other. 42.58, 42.54, 42.51, all within a couple of points of each other. So if we get those, come out to the downside, we should come out with some pretty good steam. And same to the upside. If we come out to the upside, we should come out with some pretty good steam and then begin to attack 43.37.75, single prints where they fill at 43.51 and look to get into that upper distribution back from the 29th or last Friday. This whole range here, you look to get back into this range and find acceptance basically above 43.50. If you find acceptance above 43.50, then you will continue to attack these daily, these upward ranges. And then just for shits and gigs here, let's just take today's range and double it because it's an inside day. And if we happen to come out of this and we double today's range, right, and duplicate, this is what a potential move could look like, right? We could potentially get up to 43.80 on the extreme side. And then if we just do the exact same range that we did today, then you're looking to get up into 43.37.75. Same thing to the downside, right? You'll look to get around to the 42.15 level. Okay. So, that's not perfect, but that gives you guys an idea of where we could potentially end up. Okay. Enough about that. Let's go ahead and look at our our larger time frames. We'll start with the weekly. Weekly, still one time framing down. Okay. Still one time framing down. 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row now. All right. 3 weeks in a row, one time framing down, continues until we take out a weekly high. All right, so we'll look to see how we close out this week. If we get back above 43.17, this market could look to come back into an initial 3-week balance. If we get above 43.17 and hold above that by tomorrow, I think this market has a good chance at coming back into a balance initially. Now let's go ahead and look at the daily. This is interesting. All right, this is very interesting. Let me show you where the gaps are first. Let's look at where these gaps are. Look at this. Let's get intense. Let's get up close and personal here. This stuff excites me. All right, so you have a gap above where the 20-day moving average has now fully passed through. The 50-day moving average is creeping into where the gap fills. All right, that gap gets filled at 43.50. Okay, so 43.50 is where that gap gets filled on the upside. Now we have this downside gap. This downside gap in the 200-day moving average is right where the gap gets filled, and that gap gets filled at 42.39.75. So 39.75 is where that gap gets filled. Look at where the 200-day moving average is at. The 200-day moving average is at 38.70. All right. We are going to say that the daily is now in a balance. So we'll go ahead and mark our balance area. Balance high of 43.17. That mark that I was saying, if we close above that tomorrow, then I think the weekly will come back into a balance. Potentially in the following week. If we take it out to the lows, and obviously the one-time framing continues to the downside. But we'll call this balance high for now. Boom, boom. Our balance low is going to be this low of 42.51.25. 41. What was it again? Sorry. 42.51.25. 25. And we'll call that balance low. So buyers want to hold 51.25. Sellers want to hold 43.17. We have a double inside day looking to come out with some pretty good steam. if you take this whole range and double it, or even just take it and stack it, I mean, you're looking to push up into that 20-day moving average. If you take it to the downside, you're getting below the 200-day moving average. So some very, very, very interesting scenarios playing out. Let's see if this is an area where we're going to see some long-term buyers step into the market. And obviously anybody that was short, like I said in the previous videos, anybody that was short covering here, right? Will that be enough to sustain? If that would be enough of a bid to sustain the lower lows, or excuse me, to slow down the low lows and begin to grind back up higher? Who knows? We'll just have to continue to watch and monitor it. If we do come out of these inside days, we'll have to obviously watch and monitor it for continuation, as we are now back into a balance. Okay, so keep that in mind. Some very, very interesting scenarios here to come to play, and we should get some really good volatility coming out of this. We do have non-farm payroll tomorrow, so maybe that's the catalyst. So have your hard hats on, ladies and gentlemen. Use stops. We'll catch you guys in the next one. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like down below. Comment something. Let me know how you did. How are you doing? How's your week been? Even if you're not trading, let me know how the week is going. Love to hear from you guys. All right, see ya.